Good morning, students. This is session 2 of 8th Standard Social Science, Civics, 5th Unit, Road Safety Rules and Regulations. So, children, listen carefully to this session. In case of any doubts, make a note of it. We shall be clarified on the day of reopening. So, now let's enter into today's topic. So, before seeing today's topic, previously, that is in previous video, we have seen about the direct consequence of accidents. So what are the direct effects of accidents? And then we have seen some reasons for road accidents. So what are the major reasons for road accidents? And also the other different factors involved in road accidents. And then some safety measures to avoid such accidents. Today in this video, we are going to see about the traffic lines. So the traffic lines representation and its explanation. So children, have you ever noticed this sort of line on the road? So let's see it. So this line is called broken white line. So this line is called broken white line. So what does it mean? So let's see it. You may change lanes and are allowed to overtake a vehicle or take U-turn if it is safe to do so. So children, broken white line means you may change the lane. So you may drive this side or also you can take a U-turn and you can come this side. So you may change the lane if it is safe. If there is less traffic, you can do that. So that is the meaning of broken white line. So you may change. And next line is solid white line. So without any breakage. So next line is solid white line. So let's see the meaning of this. It is seen on areas of strategic importance. This implies that you are not allowed to overtake and to stay within the lane. So children, solid white line means you have to stay within this lane. You should not change the lane by taking U-turn, or you should not overtake a vehicle. So this is the meaning of solid white line. And next one is single solid yellow lines. So next one is single solid yellow lines. So let's see the meaning. It is used in areas where visibility is low. It implies that you can overtake and should drive on your side. So why yellow lines are used means in order to make it visible to the driver. So these kind of yellow lines are found in the places where the visibility is low. That means you can overtake. Next one is double solid yellow lines. So double solid yellow lines. So let's see the meaning for such lines. It is used on dangerous roads or for two-way traffic. So this kind of line, so these kind of lines are found on dangerous road where there will be heavy traffic, for example two-way traffic. It strictly prohibits anybody from crossing over into the lane. You can overtake inside your own lane. So children, you can overtake within the lane but you should not cross the lane. So if you found such kind of double solid yellow lines on road means it is a dangerous road or it may be a two-way traffic road. That means you can overtake within your lane but you cannot cross the lane. So this is the meaning for double solid yellow lines. And next one is stop line. So next one is stop line. This is marked before the pedestrian crossing and sets the deadline where car should stop before traffic signal. So this is a stop line for pedestrian crossing, for the people to cross the road. And next one is solid and broken lines. So one is a solid line without any breakage and next one is broken line. So what does it mean? So let's see it. If you are driving on the side with the broken line, you are allowed to overtake. So if you are driving on the side of broken lane, you can overtake. And if you are driving on the side of the solid line, you are not allowed to overtake. I hope you are clear. If you are driving on the broken lane, side means you can overtake the vehicle and you can drive. Whereas if you are driving on the solid line means you must not overtake any vehicle. So now let's see some traffic signs. So let's see some traffic signs. So why traffic signs are necessary? Traffic signs are there to regulate the traffic, warn about hazards and to guide the road user. So why traffic signs are necessary means to regulate the traffic and to give information about any hazards in the road. For example, damaged road, or some people may be working on the road. So in order to give some information to the road users. And next one is, the government has made it mandatory for a person who wants to obtain driving license to be well versed with the traffic signs. So the government made it necessary that if a person wants to get a driving license means he must acquire full knowledge about the traffic signs. So there are three kinds of traffic signs. First one is mandatory signs. So first one is mandatory. Mandatory means compulsory. The first category of traffic signs is mandatory signs. Violation of any mandatory traffic signs is an offence punishable by law by the Roadways and Transport Department. Give order and need to be followed strictly. They are generally in circular in shape. So children, mandatory sign means compulsory, you have to follow those signs. So this is the first category of traffic signs, and if you violate, if you don't follow such mandatory signs means it is considered as an offence. It is considered as a crime by the Roadways and Transport Department, and these signs are generally circular in shape. So these mandatory signs are represented in a circular form. So let's see some examples of mandatory sign. So first one is stop sign. So stop sign. If you found this sign means you have to stop the vehicle. So it is a compulsory sign. If you didn't follow this sign means you are under offence. Next one is give way. So children, this sign represents give way. So upside down triangle. So this sign represents give way. Next one is one way. So if you ever found such signboard on the road means it is one way road. So this sign is no entry. So this sign represents no entry. So you should not enter that particular way or particular road. So this sign is heavy vehicles prohibited. So next one is right turn prohibited. So right turn prohibited means you should not turn right. So this signboard is left turn prohibited. Left turn means you should not turn left. Next is U-turn prohibited. That means you should not take U-turn. Next one is overtaking prohibited. You should not overtake a vehicle which is going in front of you. So next one is horns prohibited. That means you should not make any huge horn sound. And next one is bus stop. And this is speed limit. If there is 70 means in that road you have to travel only at the speed limit of 70. So that is speed limit. Next one is compulsory turn left. That means due to a diversion this sign is placed. One has to turn left after watching it. So if you see this sign means you have to compulsory turn towards your left because of diversion. And next one is compulsory ahead only. So you have to move forward only. Compulsory ahead only. Next one is compulsory turn right. So you have to turn right because of diversion. Next one is compulsory head or turn right. So you can either choose one way. Either you can move forward or you can turn towards your right. So this is similarly compulsory head or turn left. So either forward or you can turn towards your left. So this one is compulsory keep left. So you have to drive towards the left. Compulsory keep left. And this one is compulsory sound horn. So in this particular road or in this particular path, you have to compulsory give sound horn. So now let's see the cautionary signs. So far we have seen about the mandatory signs and the representation. So those signs you need to strictly follow. So now we are going to see about cautionary signs. So what are cautionary signs? A total of 40 cautionary traffic signs have been added by the Roadways and Transport Department. The main function of cautionary signs is to warn the driver to take necessary action to manage the situation. So the main role of such signs are to give a message to the drivers, to give a warning message to the drivers. So there are 40 such cautionary signs which are added by our Roadways and Transport Department. Warn the user regarding the road situation ahead. So these signs give a warning message to the drivers based on the road condition. They are generally in triangular in shape. So children, mandatory signs are circular in shape, whereas cautionary signs are triangular in shape. So let's see some examples. So first one is right hand curve. So if you see such signboard means you have to take right hand curve. Next one is left hand curve. So this is left hand curve. Next one is right hairpin bend. So there will be a bend in the road. So this is a cautionary sign. So it is giving some precautions or cautions or warning to the drivers. Right hairpin bend. So there will be a bend on the road. So this is left hairpin bend. So this is left hairpin bend. So this one is right reverse bend. So this one is right reverse bend. This one is left reverse bend. Left reverse bend. So next one is steep ascent. So that means it is giving a warning message to the driver that there will be a steep slope on the road. So next one is narrow bend ahead. So it is giving a warning to the driver that there will be a narrow bend on the road. Next one is broad road ahead. So it is also a warning message for the drivers. Next one is bridge. So there will be a bridge ahead. So this is a caution message to the driver. So the driver will drive safe. Next one is slippery road. So this is the road sign for slippery road. Next one is cycle crossing area. So it is giving a message to the driver that there is a cycle crossing area on the road. Next one is pedestrian crossing. So this is pedestrian crossing signboard. Next one is school ahead. So school ahead means the driver has to drive slow. Next one is men at work. So men at work means the driver has to drive slow. So this is a warning message for the drivers. Next one is T junction. So there will be a T junction on the road. Next one is falling rocks. So there may be a danger of falling rocks on the road because of landslide. Next one is level crossing. So there may be a level crossing. So these are all the cautionary signs which are giving a warning message for the drivers in order to drive safe. So now let's move on to the third traffic sign, that is informatory signs. So information means it is giving some information about the bank or about the petrol bunk, about the telephone booth on the particular road. So let's see the definition. These signs provide information to the drivers via board. So these signs, it provides information to the drivers via the boards. So these boards are called informatory signs. And give information regarding directions, destinations. They are generally in rectangular in shape. So children, make a note. Mandatory signs are circular in shape. Cautionary signs are triangle in shape. Whereas informatory signs are rectangular in shape. It provides information to the drivers. So let's see what kind of information. So first one is public telephone. So if you see such signboard on the road, means you can be aware that some telephone booth will be there. Next one is petrol. For example, petrol bunk, fuel. So this is the signboard. Next one is hospital. If there is any hospital, this signboard will be placed. So it provides information to the driver that there is a nearby hospital. And this signboard is a railway station. So there is a railway station nearby. And then restaurant, that is eating place. And then a light refreshment like coffee or tea shop. So like that, a light refreshment. Next one is a resting place, a hotel. So like that. So next one is, it provides information whether the road is closed. So it is a information sign. So next one is park this side. So if you see such sign, means the meaning of this is park this side. So you can park your vehicle this side. And this signboard is parking lot for scooter and motorcycle. So this sign means parking lot for scooter and motorcycle. So these are all the three different types of traffic signs. First one is mandatory signs, are also called compulsory signs. Cautionary signs provide warning message to the drivers. Informatory signs provide information to the drivers. So now let's see about traffic signals. So what is the importance of traffic signals? So let's see it. The traffic signals or the traffic lights is a signaling device that is positioned at a road intersection or pedestrian crossing to indicate when it is safe to drive, ride or walk using a universal color code. So the traffic lights are the signaling device and it indicates the drivers or the pedestrian who walk on the road to when to cross the road or when to drive or when to ride. So it is a universal, it is based on the universal color code. So let's see the color code. So red light means, so what is the meaning of red light? This signal indicates to stop behind the stop line. So red light means stop. Next one is amber or yellow color. So amber or yellow light. So this means this signal indicates stop. Do not pass through or start until green shows. That is, wait until the green signal comes. Next one is green light. So green light means this signal indicates you may go if the way is clear. So you may proceed. So this is the universal color code for traffic signals. So red means stop, yellow means ready. So you have to get ready until the green signal comes. Green means if the way is clear, you can proceed. So next type is steady green arrow signal. So if you found a steady green arrow signal means this signal may be provided in addition to the full green signal. This indicates to proceed with caution in the directions the arrow points. So steady green arrow signal means you can proceed with some cautions. Next one is flashing red signal. So if there is a flashing red signal means what does it means? It means to come to complete stop. Proceed only when the way is clear. So if you see the flashing red signal means you have to completely stop and you have to proceed only when you get the green signal or when the way is clear. Next one is flashing yellow signal. So what does it mean? So let's see it. It indicates to slow down and proceed with caution. So flashing yellow signal means you have to slow down. You have to drive slow and you have to proceed with some necessary cautions. You have to proceed with safety. So now let's see the different color number plates in our country. So what are the different color number plates and what is the meaning of the color? So let's see it. If there is a red plate, a red number plate means what does it mean? Let's see. It is used in the vehicle for the President of India and the Governor of States. So red number plate means it is for the President of India or the Governor of States. So next one is blue color number plate. So if you noticed blue color number plate means, let's see the meaning. It is given to a vehicle that is used by foreign delegates or ambassadors. So blue color number plate vehicle is given for foreign VIPs or foreign ambassadors. Next one is white color number plate. So white color number plate is given for common citizens like us. So let's see the meaning. It means that the car belongs to a common citizen like normal people. So it means that the car belongs to common citizen like us. Next one is yellow color number plate. So yellow color number plate means it is for commercial vehicle. For example, your call taxi. So it is for commercial or business purpose. So those vehicles are given yellow color number plate. I hope you are clear with the different colors number plate in our country. So now let's see what are the essential documents that a driver should possess while driving the vehicle. So what are the essential documents that a driver must have it ready in his hand? So first one is driving license. Next one is registration certificate of the vehicle. Next is taxation certificate. Then insurance certificate and fitness certificate as well as permit. So these are all the essential documents that a driver must have or keep it ready in his hand. So next one is what are the traffic rules in India? So what are the major traffic rules in India? So let's see it. The Motor Vehicle Act of 1988 passed by the Parliament which came into force in 1989 is applicable to the whole of India. So the Motor Vehicle Act which was passed by the government, which was passed by the Parliament in 1988, but it was came into application in the year 1989. So let's see what are the traffic rules in India. First one is one way, that is on the one-way road, the driver should allow the overtaking vehicle through the right. Never park the vehicle in reverse on a one-way street. That is, in the one-way road, the driver should allow the overtaking vehicle to pass through the right. Next one is on the two-way road. So, on the two-way road, the driver must drive on the left side of the road. On the two-way road, the driver must drive on the left side of the road. Next one is, it is mandatory for the driver to slow down at all interjunctions and pedestrian crossing. So you have to slow down at all junctions and pedestrian, that is zebra crossings. Next one is, the driver should not use the horns in prohibited areas like hospital zone or school zone. So they should not use heavy horns in a prohibited area like hospital and school zone. Next one is, it is our responsibility to give way to emergency vehicles such as the army convoy or fire engine or ambulance. So you have to give way to emergency vehicles. Next one is the driver should use high beam only when it is necessary. So they should use high beam only when it is necessary. For example, if they are driving in night, they can use the high beam. Whereas during the daytime, they should switch off the beam light. So drivers should use high beam only when it is necessary. It is important to dim the lights when they are oncoming vehicles or when driving closely behind another. Next one is, when the driver is slowing down his vehicle, he has to raise the right arm and swing it up and down gently. So when the driver is slowing down the vehicle, he has to raise his right arm and he has to swing it up and down. So this is the signal for the vehicles which are coming at the back of him. Next is, when the driver is stopping his vehicle, he has to raise the arm vertically for the indication to the other vehicles behind it. So when the driver is about to stop the vehicle means he has to raise his arm vertically upwards. Next is, if the driver is turning right, he has to extend the arm right out with the palm facing front. If the driver is taking right means he has to extend his arm straight out with the palm. So his palm has to face the front side. Next is, if the driver is turning left, he has to rotate the hand in the anti-clockwise direction. If the driver is turning left means he has to rotate his hand in the anti-clockwise direction. Next one is, in case of emergency, the hazard indicator should be used, which will switch on both the indicators. So in case of any emergency, the hazard indicator must be used. Next is, on a two-wheeler, only one pillion rider is allowed. On a two-wheeler, only one pillion rider is allowed. Next is, the horn should not sound really shrill, irritating or loud. Electronic horn is permitted. So the horn sound should not be a irritating sound. Next is, parking vehicles in front of rescue vehicles such as ambulance, fire engine or police vehicle is punishable by law, and the individual doing so has to pay fine. So if you park the vehicle in front of the ambulance or in front of fire engine or police vehicle, it is punishable and you have to pay the fine. So these are all the traffic rules in India. And also, according to Indian Penal Code of 304A, so according to IPC 304A, the police will file a criminal case under this section which deals with offences relating to death due to rashness and negligence of the driver. So, because of the carelessness of the driver, if there is any death happened on the road means, the police can file the case against the driver under the IPC 304A. So now let's see what are the steps taken by the government to prevent road accidents. So what are the necessary steps taken by the government to prevent such road accidents? So the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, they have taken a number of steps to prevent such road accidents. So first one is a multi-pronged strategy. So first one is a multi-pronged strategy. So it has been adopted based on 4 E's. So it has been adopted based on 4 E's. That means first one is engineering, next is enforcement, and next one is education and emergency. So the strategy is, first one is engineering, second one is enforcement, third one is education, and fourth one is emergency. So engineering means the proper construction of roads and bridges. So that comes under engineering. Enforcement means making the road rules and laws and enforcing it in the society. Next one is education, educating the people about the road signs and the traffic signals. Next one is emergency. In case of any accidents, there is a ambulance service, that is 108 service. So that is emergency care for ensuring the road safety. So this is the multi-pronged strategy. Next one is improving the vehicular safety standards. Improving the vehicular safety standards. So how can be improved? So for example, the trucks are prohibited from carrying protruding rods. So if you notice, the rods will be coming out from the vehicle. So it will injure the person who are driving behind that particular truck. So the trucks are prohibited from carrying protruding rods. And next one is ABS. So children, ABS means anti-lock brake system. So anti-lock brake system has been made mandatory on heavy vehicles. And next one is AHO. AHO means automatic headlight on. So automatically the headlight will be on. It is also made mandatory for two-wheelers to make them more visible. The next step taken by the government is pilot projects for cashless treatment of road accidents. So providing the cashless treatment for road accident mainly on the highways. So this project is already implemented in NH8 and NH33. So NH means National Highways 8 and National Highways 33. Pilot project is already implemented. That means providing the cashless treatment for the road accident victim. But this project is proposed to be implemented in all the four directions, that is north, south, east, west. So this project will be implemented as soon. So next one is quick response ambulance. So quick response ambulance are parked in every 50 kilometers on the national highways by the National Highway Authority of India. So it provides 24/7 call center to receive calls for ambulance. So 24/7 means it works 24 hours and every day, and has been created and training has been given for providing first aid to road safety volunteers. So quick response ambulance. So these are all the steps taken by the government. So next one is Setu Bharatam project. Setu Bharatam project. So it is a program which was launched in 2016 for building bridges for safe and seamless travel on national highways. It aims to make all national highways free of railway level crossing by 2019. So this program was launched in 2016. So the main aim is to make all the national highways free from the railway crossing. So next one is speed governance. Next one is speed governance or speed limiters. So it is a device which will be fixed to the heavy vehicles. So let's see it. This device has a series of sensors that can detect how fast a vehicle is going, and if this crosses the limit set by it, it will automatically reduce the speed. Next one is variable message signs. So next one is variable message signs. So these are the LED boards which can display important information that needs to be communicated to the drivers. So these can be used to update the road users about the traffic condition or about the road condition. So it will give some information to the drivers. So that is variable message sign. For example, this is the speed limit should be 50, like that. Next one is about the Brazila Declaration on Road Safety. So what is the Brazila Declaration on Road Safety? So according to this, the decade of action for the road safety, that is from 2011 to 2020. So decade means 10 years. So what is the main role of this decade program is? First one is strengthening the road safety management and improving legislation and enforcement. Promote safer roads and the use sustainable modes of transportation. Protect vulnerable road users. Develop and promote the use of safer vehicles. Increase awareness and build capacity of road users. improve post-crash response and rehabilitation services, strengthen cooperation and coordination towards global road safety. So children, Brasilia Declaration is the second global high-level conference on road safety co-sponsored by WHO, that is World Health Organization. So taking the road safety as a serious issue, India signed the Brasilia Declaration in 2015. So through which the participants across the world are committed to improve the road safety and the ways to reduce the traffic death. So Brasilia Declaration is a conference, global high-level conference which was organized mainly for the road safety. And also the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has released a set of comic books. So like this, a comic books on road safety. So that book name is called Swachha Safar. So the book name is called Swachha Safar and Suvarshit Yatra. So the book name is called Swachha Safar and Suvarshit Yatra. It is a comic book mainly for road safety. So the main aim is to create awareness among the children. And also the Save Life Foundation. So Save Life Foundation is an independent, non-profit, non-governmental and public charitable trust working to improve the road safety and emergency medical care across the India. And also Road Safety Week. So Road Safety Week is a national event aimed at raising public awareness about traffic rules and ultimately to reduce casualties due to road accidents. So Road Safety Week is mainly celebrated to create awareness to the people about the safety measures on road. So National Road Safety Week in India is organized by the National Safety Council of India. It is an autonomous body set up by the Indian government to engage the public on safety, health and environmental issues. National Road Safety Week is observed in the month of January every year. So children, make a note of it. National Road Safety Week is observed in the month of January every year. Next one is the Decade of Action for Road Safety, that is from 2011 to 2020. So this Decade of Action for Road Safety, that is from 2011 to 2020, was proclaimed by United Nations General Assembly. So the main aim is to improve the safety of roads and vehicles, enhancing the behavior of road users, that is the drivers, and improving the emergency service. So the main aim for this program is to improve the road safety. So together we can save millions of lives. So that is the motto of this decade. Next is the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society. So the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society, that is IFRC, it suggested some 10 points to follow. So what are the 10 points? First one is know how to react in case of crash. And next one is use a seat belt, wear a helmet on motorcycle, drive at a safe speed and distance suitable for the conditions, not drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, not use a mobile phone while driving, be visible as a pedestrian or cyclist, know and respect the highway code, maintain my vehicle in a good condition, be licensed and trained for the vehicle high drive. So this is the 10 points suggested by the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. So children, we have come to an end of this session. With this video, your civics 5th unit, that is road safety rules and regulations, is completed. So refer your textbook pages. Today's topics are covered from page number 200 to 204. So now it's time for questions. So let's see some evaluation questions. In case of any doubts, you can go to the whole session video once again, or else you can refer your textbook. So let's see some evaluation questions. So first question, Road Safety Week is celebrated in the month of Second one, the first category of traffic signs is. Third one, Setu Bharatam, a program was launched in which year? Fourth one, expand ABS. And finally, which controls the speed of the vehicle? So children, try to answer all these questions in the notebook which you are maintaining for social science. So practicing road safety is more important than preaching it. So children, follow the road safety rules and regulations. So with this, we have completed the 5th unit, that is road safety rules and regulations is completed. Thank you.